Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Welcome back to Double Indemnity, the podcast. We talk about new movies and we review them. I'm
Hi.
Emily Glazer.
I'm Carly Bernard, but I used to be Carly Glazer.
It still sounds weird to me when you say Carly Bernard. I'm the only Glazer daughter left.
Not for much longer.
One left standing.
Not for much
I guess
longer.
not much longer. Yeah, that's true.
We're going on Emmy's bachelorette party.
Today.
We're
going to the beach today.
We're going to the beach and we're going to tie our feet together and
We're going to be
pretend we're
mermaids.
in
Just
the
like we were when
ocean.
kids. We would literally put like hair ties on our ankles.
It was really painful.
It was not
but we did
that
do
fun.
it and we did commit.
It was very committing, yeah.
Now at the
committed.
pool, you see like little girls with full-blown tails.
I know, where you
Yeah.
literally pull it up on your legs.
Yeah, and it's like an
and it
actual
wraps
tail.
around you. And it's funny because I feel like we were always the generation that was like, oh, you kids were spoiled. And now all of a sudden we're on the
It's
next
like,
generation.
generation's
And
like,
I feel
damn.
old because we're like, when we were kids, we didn't have that.
Do
you know?
they make adult-sized fins for like 5'11"?
Yeah, they make adult
humans?
ones. They make adult ones, and parents will literally like match with their kids.
That is so cute. I need that. Bingo, come up.
So
Come up here. Come on. Bingo.
yeah, tonight we're going to the beach for my bachelorette party. Carly did all the planning.
I did.
I had to work really hard though to make sure that she didn't tell me all of the
I
things that she
did.
was planning.
Tried to. I already gave away a couple things.
She did give away a couple things, but there's still, it seems like a lot of surprises. So I'm very excited. And we're filming the podcast now because we're going to be gone all weekend, partying.
We're going to be playing Mermaids in the Ocean.
Playing mermaids in the ocean.
Mermaids. Mer bitches.
Mer bitches in the ocean.
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 Ocean. They should have put that on the Little Mermaid soundtrack. and
They
all that
should
other crap.
have. Yeah. Okay. Just a couple intros before we get into the podcast. Number one, we're going to spoil the movie. We're going to talk about everything that happens. Number two, follow us on LetterBoxd, _podcast. We post the movies before we talk about them. If people want to give us a little bit of their input, but usually it's only you and mom who comment. So I don't think there's been any input, but that's
Okay,
fun,
but like
fun.
mom will not even listen to the podcast and then comment. And it's like, bitch, were you even listening? Like, go listen first, girly.
I know. Yeah. Well, we film the podcast like on the weekend. So like if you make a comment after like Saturday or Sunday, chances are we've already filmed the podcast.
I know. Okay, I was gonna say
So-
that you need to like do something about that because sometimes I'll listen to the podcast and
Look, that's just the way it is. I need a couple days to edit it. So people have to make their comments early burly.
but I want to know what I think what you need to do is post next week's movie right after you post the new podcast.
That's what I
because
do. I try to, but I forget. Like
Sometimes
the goal
you forget
is,
and I'll go and I want to comment and then it's not.
it's
on there
my
yet.
fault because I forget. The goal is to post the podcast on Wednesday, and then on Wednesday as well, post to the LetterBoxd the next movie. And sometimes I just like straight forget.
Okay, you need to.
But
pick
I
up the
did
slack,
post. I already
bitch.
posted the Little Mermaid, so that one is up.
Be better.
The
bitch.
Little Mermaid was posted. I always think like, oh, I need to edit it. I need to upload it, and then I forget.
Oh, also, anyone watching on YouTube, if you want to see my dog,
Yes, today
You
the
could see
dog
his
is
butt right
Bingo.
now.
Usually it's Beans.
you
Today
can
it's
see his
Bingo.
booty
He's
right
a little
here.
chonkier than Beans. I'm not gonna lie.
That's really rude. He's just bigger. That's really
that
rude.
means chonkier.
Chonky. You're chonky, bitch.
Okay.
Bingo's sitting right here.
Okay, so let's do the first segment of the podcast, which is what are we watching right now? Not gonna lie, I think the only thing we've watched is the original Little Mermaid in preparation for this episode of the podcast.
I have not watched a single thing this week just because you've been here and we've been doing
so much stuff. Yeah.
The only thing I have watched has literally been the original Little Mermaid.
Yeah, that's all we watched.
That is all I have watched. Not even TV. I have not turned the TV on once.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Sorry, guys.
Sorry, we don't have anything fun to tell you that we've been watching right now. But don't worry, once this trip is over and our lives are boring again, we'll be
Back
watching
on
a lot
it.
of TV.
Back to binging everything possible.
Yeah. Okay, so today, since Jonathan is not here and Carly is my guest, I will be the one introing the podcast. So please, give me some grace. Okay, so didn't you watch Love is Blind, the recent season?
I tried it.
And Jackie, she always said, give yourself grace. And now I say that, and I just think of Jackie from Love is Blind.
Blonde. Love is blonde.
Love is blonde.
I
Because
don't
she always
know.
said, give yourself grace. And now I say it, and I feel like,
What does that even mean?
believe I
Like,
say
is
that.
that like a
like,
religious thing?
give yourself a break. No, I don't know.
Well,
He
they
said,
always
give yourself
say
a break.
say grace, and I'm like, well,
Well, there's also people named Grace, so this is all around confusing.
I'm so confused.
Give yourself a grace.
I've never
That means a
understood
person named
what
Grace.
the word grace meant.
I think grace just means like, gentleness, respect.
So give
kindness.
yourself gentleness.
I don't know what I'm talking about. I mean, there's the word graceful, and that means just be
Graceful.
goddamn beautiful, right?
Okay, yeah, true. I don't know. I've just never understood that.
Okay,
I'm not religious, so I've
moving
always
on.
just assumed it's like a religious thing.
True. That was definitely a tangent. So
is that the intro?
Whoops, poops. Yeah, no. So this movie that we were talking about today is The Little Mermaid 2023 version. So directed by Rob Marshall.
Love him.
This guy seems like he's a big Disney director. So he did like the new Mary Poppins, which I didn't see.
It was okay.
Emily Blunt, which I love her.
I don't know. I don't know why we have to remake.
I think
all
honestly
these movies that are already so good.
I'm kind of over the Disney live actions because they're literally
I've been over them.
They're replicas of the originals, and they're not that much better. Like they're really
not better at all.
Better.
And the original is
they don't change the story that much.
Classic and good, and there's just no reason to go back and like try to
agree.
fix something that doesn't need to be fixed.
Yeah, don't fix what I broke.
But Rob Marshall, I know he also did, which is weird. Okay, so he did this movie 9 that I talked about in the last podcast. 9 is like a super sexy, like Italian, sexy thing. And then he also did Chicago, which is also like
he
another
did Pirates of the
sex movie.
Caribbean, Stranger Tides.
Yeah, so this just seems weird. Like The Little Mermaid, like going from 9.
He either
to The
does
Little Mermaid.
sexy stuff or he does Disney live actions.
Let's just say the word sexy.
Sexy.
Said it like 40 times.
But yeah, that's the director. So, a little description of the cast. Okay, I'm trying to be Jonathan here, so please forgive me if it's not flowing the right way.
Okay.
But this movie is about a young mermaid who makes a deal with a sea witch to trade her beautiful voice for human legs so she can discover the world above water and impress a prince. Thank you to IMDb for summing that up for me, quoting my sources. So let's get into the cast. So the main character, Halle Bailey. Gosh, it's so hard to say her name. Halle Bailey.
It's very hard.
At first, when Jonathan told me, I was like, Halle Berry? Like, her name is too similar to Halle Berry.
Well, it's hard because it's like the two most stunning black women in Hollywood have the
almost
same
the same
name. Like, they don't look alike, but they're the most.
They don't look alike, but they
Halle Berry, Halle
They're both
Bailey,
like these like sleek, classic, gorgeous women.
classic beauties.
They both have almost exactly the same name.
Cartoonishly beautiful.
Yeah,
like,
it's
almost,
crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, Halle Bailey. I will not remember that, but she plays Ariel. She is my age, which is ridiculous. She was only, I think, 2 or 3 months older than I am. And she's like a goddamn goddess, singing and being an icon and literally changing the world, being like Ariel.
Okay, yeah.
And I'm over here like doing this podcast.
I just want to say she is better than the original Ariel.
I agree. She's
and
better.
I love the original one, but like, oh my God, she looks like a cartoon character. Her voice, I'm just gonna say it, her voice is better.
She is a better singer.
It's classic, but like I just when she was singing, I literally got goosebumps. Like, she's that good. She's gorgeous. She's an amazing actor. There's a whole portion of the movie where she's like can't talk anymore because her voice is gone.
Her facial acting
is amazing.
She's
like
perfect
all around. If it weren't for her, this movie would not have been as good. And like there were other people. So like I guess Maya Hawke tried out for the role, which is like
I don't know who that is. I'm gonna Google it.
Ethan Hawke's and what's the other
Uma Thurman?
Uma Thurman's daughter. She's from
oh gosh, she would not have been good.
Stranger Things. Yeah, and like she's gorgeous, she's talented, but
wow,
she's
I did
not
not know
Disney
she was
princess.
their daughter.
She's not Disney princess material.
No, she's not Disney princess. She's cute and quirky, and I love her and everything she's been in, but she would not have fit
quirky.
the Ariel.
She's quirky
Because Ariel is like the it girl, you know what I mean?
Yeah, Ariel's just like the cutesy, like 16-year-old, like little, I don't know, I can't even, like mermaid, and she would be like the quirky loud mermaid. Like she would have been better as like Scuttle or something. I don't know. She was just so perfectly casted. Yeah.
I just can't say it enough. Like she's
I can't
just
say that. Perfect.
I
All
love
around
her. Perfect.
fabulous. She's gonna be
So-
rocket to like stardom.
I looked to see what else she's been in, and she was in Grownish, which is a spinoff of Blackish.
Yeah,
And she was also in the Disney movie Let It Shine. Do you remember that? The one about the guy who like wants to rap or something.
Oh, she was in that?
Yeah, she was. Her
Okay.
and her sister.
I think
Because they're both famous
they're
for like
both
singing.
really fabulous. They're so good together.
So then Jonah Hauer King was Eric. And he was Laurie in the recent Little Women. played Laurie.
Laurie
Laurie is the guy that they're all in love with. Laurie is
I don't remember.
Laurie in Little Women.
He's like, if I say it loud enough,
No.
Laurie.
No, he is the one that falls in love with Winona Ryder. I don't remember the actual character's name. I just know Winona Ryder.
Like
episode.
he was in the original?
No, but
like,
the
'cause he's,
Winona
like,
Ryder
my age.
character. What's the Winona Ryder's character's name?
Girl, I don't know.
Okay, in Little Women, he is the guy that is best friends with the family. He's young. He falls in love with one daughter, but the daughter doesn't love her, so then he ends up going off and marrying the other daughter.
See, I thought that was Timothée Chalamet.
He must have played older Laurie or something, because when I looked it up, it said he played Laurie in the new Little Women.
I have no idea, but like, I don't even care. I think
know.
he was okay.
He was so
Cute. He's cute.
But here's my thing. If you're going to cast Halle Bailey as Ariel, you better get her a good
Like Harry Styles.
freaking Eric. And I agree. Carly,
Should've
you
been
said
Harry
Harry
Styles.
Styles was like asked or something, offered it.
I am not a Harry Styles fan. Let's just start with that. But I do not. I'm just like indifferent about him.
Mm-hmm.
But he was, I don't know if he was offered the role, but I do know like he and Harry Styles and Rob Marshall, the director, like met at some point in time. And I think he was going to do it. But like there were scheduling issues and he wanted to go on tour. And like, you know, you would shoot for so long, you would interfere with the tour that I think he's on right now.
Yeah. I just think he would have been better. I thought Jonah was just like a little, he was okay. Like he was just there, honestly. He was just existing. And I'm like,
just in Ariel's world. He was
like,
kind of just like arm
Ariel,
candy.
she was perfect. And
he was just there. Okay. But maybe like we needed less of a powerhouse because Halle Bailey. Halle.
So start saying Halle Berry, but then instead of Berry,
Halle Bailey.
Okay.
But
But we're just gonna call her Ariel.
We're gonna say Ariel
because that's easier.
Ariel's such a powerhouse that you can't have it like two major powerhouses acting together. It'd be like an actor slapdown or something.
An actor slapdown.
I don't know. Maybe they needed some guy to just be arm candy.
Yeah,
Maybe
I guess
that was on purpose.
but he wasn't even that cute.
He was cute. Opinion. He looks like a mixture of my husband and our friend Elizabeth's boyfriend. Yeah.
He does. He looks like a mixture of
Whit and Landon. Totally. Yeah. Maybe like, well, Landon kind of has these like sunken eyes with like really dark circles, and Eric kind of has
he's got the curly brown hair.
Yeah, and then Whit kind of has like a smaller mouth. Like they have the same mouth.
I don't know what
we're like describing this to these people, and they have no clue what these people look like.
Yeah,
but it's
I don't know. They just reminded us of those men. Yeah. So then Melissa McCarthy was Ursula. She is an icon. I don't need to introduce her movies because you know who she is.
Yeah.
Now I don't think. Like she did a good job.
She was amazing. She was amazing.
I think she was amazing. She put her wit into it, which made it funny.
Her voice was really good.
I didn't see her husband's cameo, which I'm a little disappointed.
Yeah,
I hope he had a cameo.
Always in all her movies.
I hope he had one and we just missed it, but I didn't see it. But she was great. I loved her.
Well,
I think she did the best that she could with the role.
A little controversial. I was like reading about it, and it seems like. So the character of Ursula is originally based off of a drag queen named Divine. So I don't know a ton about drag queens.
The original
Ursula.
Okay.
In the like 89 movie is based off of a drag queen named Divine, and she was in this movie like John Waters movies. I haven't seen any of them. It's like I think Pink Flamingos. I've seen Cry. I don't know if she's in Cry
now
Baby.
You're just saying things I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, sorry.
You're just spewing random words.
Okay. Basically, drag queens have like really exaggerated, like fabulous, like bomb ass makeup.
Like the kind of makeup that like you can't just like sit down and watch a tutorial. Like you have to perfect and master over years kind of
and
makeup.
Her makeup is lazy. Like I'm just going to say it. Ursula's makeup in the movie is fucking lazy. Awful. Boring. Not good.
Don't rub this on there.
Oh, sorry guys if you can hear my blanket. It's chilly in here. Little nippy.
Chilly Billy.
Sorry. Anyways, I'm like going off. But then there was another point about, well, if the character is initially based off of a drag queen, why didn't we just cast a drag queen?
Yeah.
Because there's 1,000 million gorgeous drag queens that would have killed this role.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah. So, yeah, I would say that let's go into the next character, okay?
Okay.
So,
wait, I think I was on the middle. Sorry. Okay. I just want to update everyone. The camera battery just died.
Yeah. So
I was on a tangent
about something.
How they should have cast a drag queen.
I agree. They should have casted a drag queen.
I also think that would have been a nice like inclusivity thing because like Disney's definitely trying to be more inclusive.
And I think I appreciate it when it doesn't seem like they are forcing inclusivity, because like Halle Bailey and also the Queen, Noma Dumezweni,
like Queen Selena, I think was her name.
They both were just like perfectly casted.
Well,
like it didn't feel forced. It didn't feel anything. Like they were just perfectly casted.
It was cast well.
And I feel like they could have casted a drag queen.
Well, that was the original,
the Ursula role, and it wouldn't have been forced because
it makes sense.
It was the inspiration for the character. Like it would have been great. And I'm not saying anything against Melissa McCarthy, because it seems like she was very respectful to like the drag community, and she was trying to like respect them and like do them justice, and like
on press tours she was like, we were really inspired by drag queens, and like I wanted to respect the community and like make the late Divine proud, but like then people's response was like, well, then why didn't they just cast a drag queen?
Yeah, I agree.
Which
like
is kind of a good point.
I don't know. I wouldn't say I'm disappointed in what they did. I think they could have just done something like next step.
Maybe next
better,
time, because they'll make live actions again, obviously.
They're never gonna stop.
They'll never stop.
Because they make a lot of
Even
money
though nobody
them.
wants them.
And you know what? I get it, because in a sense, there is like the new generation of people who will go see it, and it kind of seems like they're fixing some of the things that maybe were offensive in the original movies.
Okay, maybe. I don't know.
But overall, I don't think they're particularly necessary, and you're kind of just rewatching the other movie because they copy the plot.
They do copy
word.
a lot, like just word for word.
Okay, so King Triton was played by Javier Bardem.
Ugh.
He is super popular. I mean, he's been in a bunch. He was in Being the Ricardos.
Mother.
He was in Dune. He was in Mother, not Mutter. And he was also in Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales. He was in a lot of stuff. He's a big actor. Now, I just don't I will say he was actually crying in his crying scenes, and Halle Bailey was not. You could tell
Halle
she had
Bailey
fake tears.
Cannot cry, but that's fine.
That was my one disappointment with her acting, is you could tell she was using fake tears, and I hate it when actors do this. Now, I wouldn't be able to do any better, but I notice when actors have fake tears. But when you are crying, your face, like, you scrunch your face, like you are stiff, you're like, you know what I mean? And she just was natural faced with tears, and it just makes it look fake. That was the only failure, in my opinion, in her facial acting.
I totally agree.
Was her tears were not, they didn't look real.
Yeah.
Whereas Javier, he was crying for real.
Well, how do you cry underwater?
I don't know, but you could see he was like actually like tearing up for real.
Yeah.
He didn't have any tears fall, which was, I guess, good continuity on them. But
okay, so I guess Terry Crews tried out for the role, which would have been so much better, in my opinion. I did not like, what's his name? Like Javier Bardem?
Oh, Terry Crews would have been so good.
Terry Crews would have been,
he would have been
so
iconic.
bomb. And I just felt like in the original one, Triton doesn't have a shirt on. He's just like this ripped dude, with long white hair. Yeah. And Terry Crews ripped, shirtless, also, long white hair.
I think Terry
gorgeous.
Crews plays like, I feel like he can play the tough guy with like the loving heart.
Yeah,
and I think he would have done really well with
Javier Bardem, there was no loving heart in that man. They did not.
I mean, that might have been on the writing too, that they didn't give him enough character development, which is something you mentioned.
Yeah, but Terry Crews definitely has that like soft side, and he's got that ripped bod, and I just thought the way that they dressed King Triton in this was almost comedic. Like, he looked funny.
Yeah, it was kind of weird.
He had like giant seashells, like all over. I don't know, it just wasn't it.
It wasn't it.
Why can't he just be ripped and shirtless with long white hair and a beard? We'd all love it.
I know, Terry Crews.
I'd love it.
I like that suggestion. Well, then there's the Queen, who's Noma Dumezweni. She is from The Watcher. She was in Normal People, and she was also
in The Undoing.
She was in Mary Poppins Returns.
Are you sure she's in The Watcher? Like, what is The Watcher?
Oh, Carly, yeah, she was the investigator.
But she's also in The Undoing with Nicole Kidman and what's his face.
The Undoing. Let me see.
It was like a HBO thing. It was really good.
I didn't see The Undoing.
I think it's The Undoing.
Yeah, she is in The Undoing though.
Yeah, but I can't remember what she plays. But I remember her being in it.
Let's see. I could look it up. I got it pulled up right now. She was.
You could tell me her name, and I'm not gonna even know what that is.
She was Haley Fitzgerald.
I don't know what that is. I bet
she was only in 4 episodes. It says.
Whatever.
I don't know. I didn't watch The Undoing, but
Gorgo.
Then Art Malik plays Sir Grimsby, who is like the advisor to the Prince Grimsby, and then David Digg plays Sebastian.
Yeah.
He's been in Blackish, and then he's also been in a bunch of stuff that I don't recognize. But so the box office so far is 10 million, but it literally dropped yesterday.
It actually didn't even come out yesterday. It comes out today. That was an early preview. That's why nobody was in the theater, because people didn't know it was out.
But the projected earnings is 120 million in the first weekend.
Whoa.
In Memorial Day weekend, with how much they've already made. And the pre-drop of the movie.
I was kind of shocked when we were in the movie and nobody was there. Like, it was maybe like a fourth of the way full, if
I think,
even.
they just hadn't been advertising
People
it.
Didn't know it was out yet. That's what it was. I think it officially comes out today.
Okay. So, what would you give it? How many stars out of 5?
Okay, so last night I walked out of it and I was kind of like, meh. Because there was like some new original songs that weren't that good. None of the songs hit as hard as the originals, even though Halle Bailey was bomb. That was not...
Halle Bailey.
The beautiful mer woman was... her voice was amazing, and it wasn't like her
In
fault.
my opinion, they did not do her justice.
They do not do her justice.
She deserved a better movie.
Weren't as big as they should have been.
Agreed.
They did not hit. I'm not going to go back and re-listen to them like I do with the originals. I left it a little disappointed, and then I woke up this morning. I'm like, well, shit, I'd see it again. I think I wouldn't
watch it again now. I would give it a 3.5.
I gave it 4 out of 5.
That's
I
a
liked
pretty good score.
Honestly, I mean, I usually give things I love 5 out of 5.
Yeah, usually Carly comes out of a movie like
really
loving
good.
it.
It's totally worth seeing. Also, I mean, I didn't think Sebastian and Scuttle looked as bad as people are saying.
Also, I didn't say who played Scuttle. Awkwafina played Scuttle.
Hilarious.
She is an icon. I love her.
Amazing.
She's
better than the original.
Good. She's so funny. She's so cute. Just love her.
Yeah.
She's
amazing.
always great. She was in Crazy Rich Asians. She was in Renfield recently, but
The Farewell.
Yes, she plays a good serious actor too. So
she's amazing. She
10
was
out of 10
so funny.
for her. And I love that they cast. See, that was another inclusivity thing that was not forced. Like her being Scuttle, she just fit it,
Yeah.
It didn't feel like they were forcing Scuttle to be a woman. It just worked.
Yeah, it did work. Also, Scuttle is not a seagull. It's like a fish. It's a different kind of
It's like a bird.
It's a different kind of bird. There are birds that like dive into the water. Like people didn't understand. It's not just like a seagull. Scuttle looks different because it's a different kind of bird.
Go underwater. Yeah.
Yeah. And Flounder looked cute. I honestly thought Sebastian looked fine too. There was so much backlash when like people finally saw what they looked like, but like when you watch the movie, like it fine.
Works.
Like it works just fine.
I thought Sebastian was really cute, and he really did look like a crab too.
Yeah, it was cute.
Yeah,
no complaints.
So I have a couple of notes, or just comments I want to make before we talk about the movie.
Okay.
Number one, I want to say when I first saw the ad for this and I saw that it was Halle Bailey, I like teared up.
Oh, I did
I'm not
too.
even kidding.
Oh my god, I did.
It was
too.
an emotional
This
experience.
was a couple. I think I like first saw like the trailer like a couple weeks ago. Honestly, like the full trailer, I got goosebumps and I did tear up.
And it's because I didn't know they were making it, and I didn't know she was casted.
I know.
So when I saw it, I was like, "Oh my god!" Like I was like jaw drop moment.
She's absolutely breathtakingly perfection.
And I love I do like that they are putting more representation like into the Disney princesses, because like I know like seeing people that look like me, you know what I mean, who are like successful,
Cinderella, like all the
seeing
Disney
like
princesses look like
women
us.
successful, like it does make you feel like, wow, like I could do something like great too, like them. So like I love to see the representation. I think it's beautiful, and it wasn't forced. It was natural because she was literally perfect for the role.
She also literally looks like a cartoon character.
10 out of 10. I just can't give her enough props. She was
really
just
can't.
She's
this
an
whole
icon.
podcast is, you could just like make a compilation of perfection, beautiful, perfect, love it.
This is just like our like,
and then me saying her name wrong.
I know, we're just sitting here just basically telling everybody how amazing she was the whole time, but that's how I feel about it.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I have some comments about things that, so like in my opinion, they didn't change a lot, but they changed some things that I just didn't like.
Think needed to be changed.
Yeah, like there's some things they changed that I loved, like, Halle Bailey or Scuttles was Awkwafina, like things like that. I liked that, but there were some things that I did not like the whole like little tweaking things where they kind of changed the story. Like there was a part where she got him to guess her name.
Oh, that was
and
just
it was
awful.
So cringy, and it did not
So
make any sense. Like in the original movie, when he's trying to guess her name and she can't speak, the crab just like whispers it. Sebastian tells him it. I wish they had just done that.
The way they did it made no sense. She like touches his lips it's just stupid. Like, it doesn't make sense. I was like thinking of every other name that starts with an A, not Ariel.
I'm like, if you're gonna keep everything the same, why would you change stupid shit? You know,
like things
like
that just work.
You should have just kept it the same if
that
it worked. Like the only things that they changed that I didn't like were because they were lazy when they changed it.
Well, they
could have done something better with a lot of things.
In the original movie, they don't show Eric's parents at all. Did they die? I don't even.
You don't know. They don't really tell you.
So in this one, Eric is a orphan who was adopted or something
by the queen. Yeah,
by the queen. Which is, I like that storyline. That kind of like explains his parents. Maybe there's something that happened to the parents in the first movie that I just like.
I think his parents were killed by mermaids.
What?
Yeah, and that's why the queen hates them.
Oh, okay.
Because his parents were killed by mermaids.
Oh, okay. Or like by the ocean or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
The ocean.
And then also, there's a couple other things that they changed, but I feel like we need to like get to the story.
Yeah, we'll get to the story. But I think just before we even get into it, there's a couple things we can say. Let's talk about the hair and makeup and the wardrobe because it was...
I liked it.
It's not it.
I didn't think it was that bad.
I don't think it was it.
The only thing I missed was at the end when she emerges out of the water. She didn't have like a sparkly gown
dress.
On. She
I would have
like
that.
A wet, dirty.
She put the wet, dirty dress on, and like her bra bandeau thing, so lazy.
Why didn't we put some seashells over her boobs? I always loved that as a kid, just like massive seashells.
The boob seashells, yeah.
Boob seashells. I've always wanted a pair.
That would be so
Why did we have to make her skin like scaly?
I guess like because it was
part
weird
of her
how
skin.
Like her bra was a part of her skin.
It was weird.
Why
can't wear the seashell bras? Because I know every girl loves the seashell bras.
Okay, also something else, the new music, not it. Everything that they added new, didn't like it. Beauty
and the Beast, the new live action one, had a new song they added called Evermore that slaps so hard.
Oh my god, we'll get to it because I have a part where I want to talk about it specifically. We'll get to that. So, you ready to get into the plot?
Let's do it. But you have to do it, and I'll contribute because I cannot.
So this movie, obviously, I feel like everybody knows the storyline of Little Mermaid at this point, but we're gonna walk through it anyways. So,
Ariel is a mermaid. Original?
It's literally exactly the same.
No, like the original story. I want to say something. I have a quick thing I want to add in. I threw you off.
If we talk through the original storyline and the new one, it's going to be exactly the same.
No. I'm saying the book, the Hans Christian Andersen book.
I want to know the Hans Christian one.
So the Hans Christian Andersen Little Mermaid story is like really dark. Mm-hmm. And it's basically, sea witch, mermaid, she falls in love with some dude or something, I guess. And then when she goes on land, it's like it feels like she walks on knives with every step she takes. And then there's a portion of it where the sea witch is like, if you want to come back to the ocean, you can if you kill the prince. And then also in the end, she like doesn't get the prince's love and then just turns into sea foam. It's like very dark. And I guess in 2015, they were going to do a Disney live action with Chloe Grace Moretz with Sofia Coppola directing it. Ew. Like a dark version. Oh, I would have loved.
Oh, a dark version would have been
dark good. Version, not with Chloe Grace Moretz. I don't need her in anything.
I don't like her that
but
much.
I would have loved a dark Little Mermaid. Someone needs to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the original one was much darker. I think it's like basically the same, but like way darker. And obviously we had to Disney-fy it. So that's the original based off the book. Everyone knows the like 1989 one. Now you can get into the new one.
So Ariel is a mermaid princess. She's the daughter of King Triton, who's like the ruler of all the mer people in the ocean. All the seven seas. And so Ariel's super into the human world. Everybody knows that. Triton doesn't want her to be interested in it because her mom was killed by a human. So he's like, no, sweetie, no. And so Ariel, she likes to collect human objects from sunken ships, but her dad doesn't know about it because he'd be really mad about it. And then they introduce her friends Flounder the fish and Scuttle, played by Awkwafina, and they're, pretty much literally word for word the same as
Jacob
the original
Tremblay
movie.
plays the Flounder.
I don't remember who played Flounder, but Ariel, instead of in the original movie missing a concert, Ariel misses the Coral Moon meeting, I guess, where she's supposed to be, where all of her sisters come together. There's a sister for every seven sea.
Those sisters are goofy looking.
Yeah, let's talk about the sisters right now.
They're goofy looking.
I liked how every sister was like of a different culture because they were of a different sea across the world.
I loved that.
Do you have a favorite sister? Because I have a favorite sister. Of
Obviously,
all of them,
my favorite sister is the gorgeous Indian girl from Bridgerton who had like, I don't know, 30
she was
seconds
pretty.
of screen time.
My favorite was Tamika.
Oh, gorge.
She was so beautiful.
Yeah.
I just loved her outfit
gorgeous,
and everything.
But like, I don't know, just
the Bridgerton one was pretty too.
The Bridgerton one's pretty, but that's because I love that girl from Bridgerton.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know, the sisters just all looked silly. They looked like circus.
It just was
circus
not
people with their crazy outfits.
They just looked weird.
Where are the fish bras? The fish seashell bras. That's what I want.
That's what I want. Seashell bras.
Colorful seashell bras.
I stand for seashell bras.
Me too. Where can I get some?
So basically, she misses this meeting with her sisters. She gets in trouble. And so afterwards, after getting in trouble, she decides she's going to go to the surface to watch some fireworks, that a ship is exploding in the sky.
A ship is exploding in the sky?
I'm really bad at explaining things. You know it. I'm so bad at this.
She just goes up to the surface because she sees like fireworks.
It's literally only been 6 months and I still can't explain these well.
It's okay.
It's who I am.
It's kind of how you've always been.
What do you mean?
You're not great at explaining things, but I'm not either.
Yeah, whatever.
Stories are really hard for me to get through. Honestly, we're not the right people for like a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
You should like JP's much better at that.
Yeah, sure. I don't know about that. So,
yeah, JP.
So basically, the fireworks are coming from a ship that Prince Eric is on, and he is the prince of like a nearby Mediterranean kingdom.
I think it's Caribbean. Is the Caribbean in the Mediterranean?
According to Wikipedia, it's the Mediterranean.
I thought I read Caribbean.
It seemed like it would be Caribbean, but he said it was Mediterranean, or the Wikipedia said it's Mediterranean.
I thought it was Caribbean.
I thought it was too, but
because I thought the town was kind of like a Caribbean.
No,
town.
It did seem Caribbean. It didn't seem Mediterranean at all.
But it was also shot in Italy, so like I don't know.
They really shot it in Italy?
Yeah, it's shot in Italy. So like
it literally seems like everything was a set.
No, I think it's shot in Italy. I don't know.
Huh. Okay. Well, Ariel is like, up there enjoying the fireworks. It's nighttime. She gets into like one of the little rowboats attached to the boat so that she can watch the humans closer and see what they're doing. And they're like dancing and partying. And she overhears Eric talking to Grimsby, the prime minister, and his advisor. And he's talking about how much he wants to explore the unknown and help the people of his kingdom. And I just want to say this is the first red flag in the movie, that she falls in love with this man after hearing him have one conversation.
Yeah.
And if you're
clearly she was just attracted to him.
I know, she was just physically attracted to him.
His long legs.
His leggums. And if you're going to give up your entire life for a man, you better know him a little bit better than like overhearing him have one conversation. True. And like it works in an animated movie because it's not real. But when you see human actors doing it, it's like really weird.
That happens a couple times in this movie where she's like, this doesn't really translate to like a live action.
I know. And it's like they're sitting here trying to like empower women by like tweaking the movie to be more
like Ariel saves him every single time,
but then they still have her throwing her whole life away for a guy she doesn't know.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I didn't even think
it's
about that.
Kind of really contradictory.
That is so like but then you can't even make the movie because that's the entire plot of the movie.
Entire plot. But I wish they could have maybe like, I don't know, fall in love actually before or something.
Before, how would you do that? She would already be a mermaid.
No, but maybe he was like not hating on the mermaids.
Well, she did sing to him for a couple seconds.
No, that's how I got Jonathan.
Isn't she like, I don't know when, I don't know how.
Yeah, she was singing to him.
Something's happening right now. And then he wakes up.
Yes.
So yeah, that like she sang to him, and
I really wouldn't have remembered it if he didn't sing it.
I think that is, guys, if I'm wrong, sorry. I think those are the part that she sang to him. I just skipped ahead. Sorry.
She sang that song, but they made like a new version of it where it made sense to what she was saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just wanted to say that's kind of a plot hole and a little bit of a disappointment in my opinion. So basically when she's sitting there, she's watching them, on their boat, have a good time shooting off fireworks. There's a storm that comes out of nowhere. And the ship crashes, and all of the men make it to their lifeboats except for Eric. So she rescues him, and she sings to him with her siren voice to help save his life.
The scene where he like is on the ship is pretty like really good though. Like when it's on fire and like the dog is barking and he has to go back and get Max. But
that's exactly the same thing from the original.
I know, but
movie.
It's really good. Like I felt like they did that really well.
I liked it. I thought it was good.
And then he like falls through the side of the ship, like through the railing. It's like whoa. Like, it looks really pain. I thought that was done really well.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was good.
Scary.
Oh, you scary.
You scary.
You
Wait,
scary.
that's from Django Unchained.
Yeah, it is.
And Kerry Washington's talking to like the slave owner. It's like, you scaring me or something.
No, he's like, you scared, girl? And she's like, oh, he was like calling her out because she was like acting like weird, and he was like, you're acting like you're scared of something, and she was like, you're scary. Like, you're scaring me.
You're scaring me. I don't remember what it was.
I don't know, but I quote that all the time.
Yeah.
You scary. So yeah, she rescues Eric, takes him to the shore, same as the original movie, sings to him as he's barely waking up, and then she runs away when all the other humans show up.
I don't know how, but I know
So
something right now.
then this is when we get blessed. We get blessed with the new song that they wrote for Eric.
Oh my God, this was so angsty. He's like, what? I can't even sing it back. It was so bad.
It was like, come back to me.
Come back to
I
me.
love you.
Ocean
like, this is my
lady.
woman.
That's my ocean woman. It was so angsty. Like, he's such a pick-me guy. Like, I can't with him. Honestly, his character's pretty annoying.
Yeah, his character was very annoying in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about Eric's song. So this is when we were talking about earlier, you brought it up, Evermore from Beauty and the Beast. Such an amazing song. We were obsessed with that song. And okay, that's fine. So now, honestly, very freaking disappointed in the new one that they gave this guy.
Not
because
good.
Evermore was so freaking good.
Yeah.
And his song, this one was just angsty, you know?
It was
wasn't
just like
good.
an angsty teenager.
And maybe
this guy, he just seems like a little spoiled brat. Like, oh, I'm sorry, you see some girl, you're probably dreaming because you just passed out for like 8 hours. You're washed up on the ocean side of the sand.
The ocean side.
Whatever. And he's like, I have to find this woman, send out all the carriages. Oh my God, this lady, this like woman that I don't even know. That like, he's just going crazy over this girl that he doesn't even know even exists. Expects everyone to take him seriously, and then has this whole angsty like, my life is horrible.
Like, it just didn't work.
I
don't
miss
think it
this
worked.
imaginary person.
You sing so much. This
You're
is more of a
welcome.
singing podcast than anything else.
It probably should be. Maybe I should start my own podcast and
Where
just,
you
like,
sing things?
sing
You
the
sing
whole
talk.
podcast. Yeah.
That would be
Bitch.
lovely. But yeah, I just think maybe it's because he's like, you know, he's no Dan Stevens. Maybe he just can't
He's
pull it
not
off.
a Dan Stevens.
Like Dan Stevens
or
can.
Harry Styles. Definitely.
Harry Styles? Oh,
Harry
he
Styles
would've
could have
done
pulled it off
so
probably.
good.
This guy just wasn't a
Harry
great
Styles
singer.
could sing Happy Birthday, and I would think that he deserves a Grammy for it.
Yeah, it's true.
Like, he's just so good. Okay. So Ariel basically has started to act very absent-minded, and her sisters are like, this girl is in love. That is why she's acting this way. So overhearing this, Triton's like, oh my God, my daughter's in love. That's why she's been acting so weird.
Can I intervene?
What?
So in the original movie, they do such a good job at making Triton and Ariel's relationship
Well, we're not
so
at that point yet.
loving. But no, this part is so in the original movie, he's like, she's in love.
And
he's
happy
so
about it.
excited for her.
Yeah.
Like, he kind of gets a gushy face.
Yeah.
Because he loves her so much. Like, he's all gushy about it. And in this movie, he's just such like a cold character.
You even said that, like, in the original movie, they made it obvious that she was his favorite.
Yeah, so
and maybe,
obvious.
I guess they don't want
This
to portray
one-
that people have favorites with their kids, but I don't know.
It seems like
They
in this
kinda,
one,
like-
she's kind of more of like a burden to him.
Yeah, I think so too. I think she's seen more as a burden.
Not as like, that's my
And-
daughter. I don't know.
Yeah, but basically, like, long story short, so we can keep talking about this.
Sorry.
He finds out that she actually is in love with a human, and that is why she's acting all aloof. And so he decides to destroy all of her human collectibles.
Abuse. Straight up abusive.
And in the original movie, you can tell that the dad was doing it because he felt like he needed to get it out of her life to bring her back, and like he felt bad about it
yeah,
after.
because there's a part in the original movie, he looks back and he's all angry.
and he's like, "Why did
and then
I do
he looks and he's angry, and then he like has this like, what did I do face? Like,
Yeah.
he regrets it. And then in this one, you don't even see him. He just destroys a ton of shit.
And then doesn't
and
care.
then leaves. And you don't even see, there's no, I just think that moment of him looking back with this like face with regret and feeling bad is so crucial to like their relationship.
And
And
they
like
didn't
just
do
creating
that.
that daddy-daughter like relationship. And they don't do any of that.
I agree.
I
They
think it's
failed at
honestly
that.
borderline abusive. Like, if my dad ever did that to me and just destroyed all my shit, I would never forgive him. Like, that's kind of insane.
Yeah.
He's a little unhinged.
Unhinged. So I fully agree with that. And I think that was one pitfall in this movie. Maybe they didn't want it to seem like she was his favorite or something. That was one of
the biggest pitfalls in this movie.
But you just don't emotionally feel the connection between the dad and the daughter, pretty much.
Like, ever.
Not at all. It was, they made a mistake with that.
I would say the biggest of all the things in the movie. I think that was my biggest issue.
So after the dad destroys all of her crap, she turns to her auntie, the sea witch, Ursula. And I couldn't remember.
This.
In the original movie, was Ursula her aunt?
No, but I like it.
Great. Then it made a real reason why she hated him, because she always,
there has to be a motive.
I bet you, like, him growing up, she was always like the second favorite,
black sheep.
The black sheep, and then she lashed out, and her parents basically, you know, acted the same way Triton did and pushed her away.
Now, I don't know why she's an octopus and he is a mermaid. I'm not sure about his parents.
It doesn't really make sense.
But it doesn't really matter. It gives the motive for her, like, hating him so much.
It would have been cool if they maybe did a story about their childhood and why she hated him.
I don't think we had time for that, because they already added like a whole hour to the movie.
They could have had, honestly, here's the thing. They could write, if they had good writers, a really good movie about their childhood. Totally right, yeah. But if Disney did it today, it would be really bad.
Yeah, they can't do it anymore.
But if they put, some real effort into it, it would have been good.
Really interesting. Actually, you should be a Disney writer, because you could probably do better than these people.
I'm not a good writer. I'm not a creative person. I'm not good at coming up with, like, new original ideas.
Me either. Mom always comes up with all my ideas, and then I take them and make them burp. Sorry, fabulous.
You make them burp?
I make them burp, bitch.
So basically, she goes to Ursula's lair, where she makes the deal of a lifetime. She is going to give up her legs and her voice, and she is also going to give up her, whatchamacallit.
There's, like, in this movie, they add this thing with her memory, so she forgets that she has to kiss him in 3 days, or she will belong to the witch. So she, like, adds this part to the spell. She adds that to the spell.
This is what bothers me about it.
So, I don't think you needed that.
Originally, she just gives up her voice, and she gives up her mermaid tail and her ability to breathe underwater. And Ursula gives her, human legs and 3 days to, shoot her shot. See if she can fall in love with this guy and get true love's kiss. Mm. But I don't understand why they had to change it to where now Ursula puts an extra spell without telling her that she doesn't know about the kiss, because it's not necessary. It's stupid. Like, I don't know if they thought maybe they were thinking, like, people are going to be like, well, why doesn't she just plant a kiss on him if he's her true love?
It must be true love's
I
kiss.
guess they thought that would be a plot hole, but in my opinion, there were so many other plot holes. So many, like, this is one of the things that they changed that I thought was stupid.
Didn't need to be changed.
There was no reason to change it.
Not make sense in the first movie. That was, like, they're fixing things that don't need to be fixed.
Yeah, and honestly, like, she is a 16-year-old, and she is timid and shy, and, like, obviously she's going to be nervous to kiss this guy. Like, I don't think you need to have some magic spell that she doesn't know. Yeah. The story played out exactly the same.
I know.
It's really like they just threw it in there because they thought it would be some huge plot hole people would be upset about. But it's like everybody accepted it in the original movie. They're going to accept it in this movie. It was weird. Yeah. So Ariel does accept the deal. And she is taken to the surface by Flounder and Sebastian because she can't breathe. And this is where a fisherman rescues her, and he takes him to the kingdom, and he takes her to the castle, which I must say, great hospitality on the part of this royal family, that whenever anybody washes up on the shore, they get, the royal treatment.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to wash up on that shore.
I want to wash up on that
Dump
shore.
me in the ocean, and I'll wash up. I would love to. That'd be awesome. They give her, like, I think her outfit's cute, too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the blue dress is really cute.
Yeah, they gave her a really cute blue dress. I really liked the costume design for that. But her shoes were ugly.
She took the shoes off because they were stupid.
Yeah. But so she gets there, and Eric's like, oh my God, this woman just showed up. What if she is the woman who saved my life that I'm in love with, even though I've never met her, and I wrote a whole stupid song for her.
And I sent all the carriages out looking for her.
Yeah, all the carriages are out looking for her. So he rushes to meet Ariel. When she arrives, and Ariel's so excited, and this is the peak of her facial acting, when she turns around and she's like so excited to see him, and then the like loss and the sadness and disappointment when she sees that he doesn't recognize her and he doesn't think that she is the girl who saved him.
Yeah, he was pretty quick to be like, no,
not you. You can't speak. You. Well, sorry, I'm not sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
So he basically is nice to her, but he's like not, putting in any effort to get to know her.
He puts her off a little bit. He's just like, cool, bye.
Great to see you. I guess he's heartbroken because he's looking for the love of his life and I can't find her. Yeah, he's a little bit of a brickety brat, but that's fine. So later that evening, Ariel is exploring the castle and she finds Eric's collection of random shit. And she's so excited because she finds out that they're both hoarders. It's not just her. He does it too.
Okay, this is one of his pick-me moments. He's like, I know it seems weird, but I like to collect all these trinkets from my travels.
Oh my God, yeah.
I know it's weird. You wouldn't get it.
This part of the movie, I was like, are you telling me that you and this man are going to fall in love with each other and all of your conversations are one-sided? Like, he is literally just talking at you.
He is ridiculous. He is so full of himself. He loves talking at her. He's just talking about his own
let me
shit.
show you all these things because you totally wouldn't know
He
them.
loves that she can't talk because she can't contribute. He's talking about himself. He can't ask about her. He doesn't have to ask about her.
He basically only likes the fact that she listens to everything he says and wants to know everything he says. And then
he doesn't have to ask about her.
That she knows a little bit about like the sea trinkets, things he didn't know. Like,
basically,
he liked that.
This is one of the things for me that did not translate from the original animated film to the live action was the fact that she doesn't speak. Because also, like, now in this like day and age, like, it just like, I'm like, okay, so he just wants a woman that shuts up and lets him speak the whole time because he doesn't ask a single thing about her except for her name in the entire movie.
Another instance where they could have made it empowering and they decided to just go with the extremely like anti-feminist storyline of them falling in love without her even being able to say a word. Are you kidding me?
That's very
like, they could have maybe tweaked the spell a little bit to make it so that she couldn't tell him who she was, or she couldn't, she
has to not be
disclose
able to speak,
certain
though.
information, but she could still talk, or she maybe just loses her singing voice or something.
Her siren voice.
I don't know, but
no, she has to not be able to speak. Maybe she can write. There should have been something because this just feels way old-fashioned.
It's too old-fashioned for what they were trying to do.
It did not translate, and this dude just loved talking to her.
So basically, after this, the next day, he promises to take her to explore the kingdom, and they basically just have a little montage of them falling in love at a market and dancing. Totally cute. Yeah, it was cute.
There's a little Jodie Benson cameo. She like gives her a fork and she tries to like brush her hair with it, and people are weirded out. It's very cute.
Yeah, it was cute. It was a good cameo. I love the original
the little,
Ariel.
like, town they live in. It looks like a Caribbean like.
It looked very Caribbean. I don't know why they said Mediterranean.
Wherever that town is, I want to live there.
So yeah, then Sebastian basically sees that, he follows Ariel onto the land, and he learns and realizes that Ursula put a special spell on her that she doesn't know she needs to kiss Eric to win the bet. So Sebastian, Scuttle, and Flounder take it upon themselves to get them to kiss. So they do the whole like sha-la-la-la thing where they're singing in the boat after the Ariel and Eric steal a boat.
It's underwhelming.
They literally steal a boat. And they try to make them kiss, and it was underwhelming. I liked it before.
Kind of romantic, though.
I liked it before when all of the like river animals were like in on the song and dancing and getting everybody to fall in love. Whereas in this case, it was just kind of like meh.
I don't know.
And this is where they do the weird part where she like tells him her name, and it just doesn't work. It was bad.
It's so cringe.
Yeah, but then the same as the original movie, when they're about to kiss, the eels come in, flip their boat, and stop it all. And so Ursula is super mad when she realizes that the two almost kissed, and she's like, I need to intervene. I need to stop this. So she guises herself as a beautiful young woman named Vanessa, and she uses Ariel's siren voice to hypnotize Eric.
But the girl that
let's just talk about Vanessa.
She is so hot.
She was so fantastic. Like, she needed more scenes. I wish that they had spent more time on like, they could have had some really good girl drama of the two of them, like, having to interact in the castle, and Eric being in love with Vanessa now, and like maybe like a dinner party or something would have been good. Like the drama.
That girl was
so good.
Fiery, phenomenal.
She needed more scenes.
More screen time. She had what, like so 5 minutes max. She needed a whole, she needed a
storyline.
She made that part. When I saw her on the screen, I was like, oh shit. This bitch. Oh no, you better watch out, Ariel.
So good.
She was hot.
I loved her.
Loved her. That actress. You know what's so weird? So I was like doing some research last night, like looking at all these actresses' ages, and like I'm like 25, and like
these girls are my age.
They're 23. All the girls I remember in high school seeing like the Cinderella movie, and in college seeing the Beauty and the Beast movie, and they're all like older than me. Now I'm older than all the people playing these princesses.
It's crazy.
Like,
it's literally crazy that girls that my age are doing this.
I think the girl that played Vanessa is like 23, and the other one, Haley.
She's 23
Haley
too.
Bailey.
She's also 23.
Halle Bailey is 22.
Yeah. No,
Like,
she's 23.
I don't care. They're younger than me, and I just remember when they were older than me. Now I'm old. I could never be a princess.
It's so weird. It's
Yeah,
so weird.
obsessed,
You
obsessed.
are a princess.
Thanks,
When we go to Disney, they call us Your Majesty.
They do.
Which is so cute because we wear tiaras.
We wear tiaras every time we
Disney.
go for like the last, I don't know,
At least decade. Yeah.
I think.
At least a decade.
Since I think we got the tiaras
We
when
were,
I
like,
was
13.
Like I was 15.
13,
I think
14.
you were like 12. And we got tiaras.
And we still wear the same ones.
We wear them every single
I'm
time.
so scared mine's gonna like break or something.
Well, yours is
because they don't sell it
cardboard.
anymore. They don't sell those.
Now they sell plastic
like
ones.
dinky ones.
They're plastic. They're disgusting.
Yeah, but
yeah, just want to say
crazy.
obsessed. A lot of the casting was so spot on. You know, like it was just the only one that was maybe off was King Triton, and I would say
Eric
maybe
could have been better.
but Eric wasn't bad.
Everybody else was great though.
But everyone else, fab.
10 out of 10.
Yeah, for sure.
So basically, Ursula uses Ariel's voice to hypnotize Eric while she is in Vanessa's body. And so she comes to shore. She makes Eric fall in love with her. And then the next day, all of a sudden, Eric is announcing his engagement to Vanessa. And Ariel's like, excusez-moi. Like, we are in love. What are you doing? And this is when Scuttle finds out that Vanessa is actually Ursula, and he goes to tell Ariel, but of course we must cue the rap song because this is Aquafina.
Oh my god.
And I'm not gonna lie, I did not like it.
I hated it. My parents liked it.
I was super overwhelmed by it. Like, it was so fast and so aggressive that I couldn't even pay attention to what they were saying.
Well, it was cute until they started rapping, and then I was like, what?
Yeah.
Okay, but then it's cute because there's a part where like, so Ariel runs out of the room and like, I guess throws her blanket and it lands on top of Scuttle and Sebastian, and there's like this pause, and then Sebastian goes, "Scuttle, you're too close."
It was really funny. It was a good joke.
Yeah, no, they had the Scuttle and Sebastian were really funny together. Like they were constantly saying funny shit.
Yeah, they
for
were
sure.
a good
Like
duo.
laugh out loud moments.
Yeah. So then once they find this out and they're done with their rap, montage, they all rush to the engagement party where Vanessa and Eric are celebrating their
Vanessa
very
looks bomb.
quick engagement. Vanessa looks wonderful. She's an icon. She's talking about how she saved Eric and all that stuff.
Oh my god.
And then they basically save the day the same way that they did originally. So the bird rips the necklace off of her neck and then they smash it. Ariel's voice goes back into her body.
But
that was so hokey though, the way they had her voice like float
that was
in the
pretty
air and then
funny.
go
I
into her
actually
lungs.
laughed out loud. But okay, something I don't like is that in this version they're not at their wedding when this happened. So like in the
liked
original,
it at the wedding better. Yeah.
in the original, they're getting married. They're on the ship having a wedding. This is just the engagement party. They're at the castle, and I really do like. I loved it being like on the boat, but like whatever.
I preferred
wasn't
it at their
not
wedding
good.
too because it was more dramatic.
It wasn't not good though. I just like I loved that.
I always just
how they did that
wondered in the original one, like all of these innocent bystanders who are just like guests, they must be like, what the fuck is wrong with this
Like,
family?
what's
Like,
going on
you
here?
just got engaged to someone in one day, and then now all of a sudden they turned into an octopus, and you're marrying the other girl who is a mermaid.
Okay,
Like,
if
what?
I was Ariel and this guy that I was vibing with just got engaged in a day, I would not go back for that man. I'd be like, goodbye. Good day,
he was
sir. Good day.
bewitched. He was bewitched.
Yeah, but like she didn't know that at first, and I would just be like, absolutely not. This is done. Like I'm not doing this.
Well, that's what she did until they told her that it was actually Ursula and not Vanessa. She had left. She was like, she'd
I
given
feel
up.
like I'd still be a little bit like this bitch, like this dude.
You're
I'm
saying
out.
you'd smash the windows in his car or something.
I would probably scratch his car, his carriage,
His
maybe
carriage.
steal his dog Max. I would do something.
I'm taking Max. I'm taking the dog.
I'm taking the dog.
Taking the dog.
Taking the damn dog.
Yeah. So basically, then the same thing happens as the original movie. Ariel's back into herself. Eric sees it, and they are about to kiss. And then the sun sets, and the spell is sadly not broken.
Oh god!
Because
This
she
part
ran
I
out
was
of
like, are we
3
still doing
days.
this? I don't know.
And the same exact thing happens in the other movie. Ursula turns into an angry octopus.
She gets
Ariel
giant and
and
disgusting
Eric
looking.
get into an ocean fight with her. And the only thing that they changed here is that instead of Ariel, okay, well, I forgot to mention, Triton trades his life for Ariel's
and
life.
The original.
And it's the same thing as the original. He trades his life because he loves
so
her
silly. They don't
more
seem
than the
like
kingdom.
They love each other. Like he's not being. It doesn't seem
he just
like
didn't
he's
seem
really
like a father
protective
figure to her.
Yeah, I just think Terry Crews would have been better. I don't know.
I think Terry Crews plays the loving father better.
But Terry Crews looks like, he's got that hard shell. He's super buff. He's this big man.
Yeah, buff guy.
But then you see him and stuff, and he's so soft and sweet and kind of fatherly. And the Javier Bardem guy, sorry if I said it wrong, guys, just not it. This isn't his kind of role.
Yeah. So Ursula, instead of taking Ariel, accepts the trade from Triton and kills Triton. Ariel's free, but her and Eric decide they're going to try to kill Ursula because Ursula now has the power of the sea with the trident.
She looks disgusting.
And she grows into a big scary monster.
Really disgusting.
She makes a storm exactly the same as the original movie. The only difference is that in the original movie, Eric crashes a ship into Ursula to kill her. And they literally, the only thing they changed was that Ariel was now driving the ship and she is the one who crashed it into Ursula to save her.
They had to do that. Like, why can't
in my
Eric
opinion,
just do it? Like, she already saved him once.
I get it. She, they
Girl
wanted
power,
her to save the day. Girl power, love that. But if you're going to do that, like, let her beat Ursula in a different way. Like, come up with something new.
Yeah.
Instead of literally just the lazy option is just, make Ariel do it instead.
It does feel kind of lazy. It is lazy. I agree.
She could have done something way better.
It wasn't the best.
So I was disappointed in that. But once Ursula is dead, Trident comes back to life, which, to be honest, I have an alternate ending that I would have rather seen, and I'm going to tell you it right now.
Oh, I want to know.
So for some reason, Trident comes back to life. He takes his, staff or whatever the hell you call it.
They seem like they're too scared to touch each other or hug each other.
They don't seem like they
really be.
They should have hugged or something.
I don't know, fatherly, daughterly. So she saves him. He comes back to life. She doesn't rush up to hug him.
No, she doesn't.
I don't know. It's just weird. You came home. We hadn't seen you in a while. You rush up and you hugged.
You hug people, yeah.
You hug your parents. She's like, your dad just came back from death, and it's literally a moment. She's like, you saved. He's like, you saved my life, and she's like, you saved my life, and it's like, okay, that's all. Like, it was weird.
Yeah, it didn't work.
It's not a fatherly daughterly relationship in any way whatsoever.
I would have liked to see Ariel, Triton dying and staying dead.
That would have been awesome.
And then Ursula dies. Ariel takes the Triton and she becomes the ruler of the seas. Her and Eric get married. And he becomes a merman. They unite the human kingdom with the mermaid kingdom.
Okay, that's bomb.
And they rule over it together.
That's bomb.
That's what I would have liked to see.
That is cool. Like that. And that's very feminist. So let Eric, we don't have to change that. Eric should have just killed Ursula in the original. You don't have to switch that. It's lazy. But then have her get the Triton
and she takes over the kingdom.
The seat. Now that's some feminist stuff.
I would have liked that.
That would be cool. And then bring the two. Genius. I love.
Thank you.
I
should have been the writer for this.
You probably should have. They didn't fail. I loved the movie. I walked
they just
out of
didn't
it.
try.
I very much enjoyed it.
They didn't try.
Yeah, it just felt a little lazy sometimes.
I agree. But yeah, that's all that I had for my notes. Overall, could have been better, but it is what it is. And so the way that they ended it in the movie, which I was disappointed in, was Triton makes her human, says goodbye to her, and then the pair, Eric and Ariel, get married, and then they go off to travel the world together.
Yeah. No, they don't get married. I think they just leave engaged.
Oh, they just got engaged?
Engaged.
It looked like they were celebrating.
It sounds like they got engaged.
They were throwing flower petals at them.
I don't know. I thought they were just engaged because we didn't see any kind of wedding or any band.
I love a wedding.
It doesn't matter, but I just feel like,
oh my god,
it was not my favorite, but it was really enjoyable. Totally worth seeing. Not a failure. My favorite live action Disney movie is definitely The Cinderella with Lily James, though. I loved that one. All the other ones are crap.
That's because it was the first one.
I don't think it was the first
and we were
one, but it was one of the early ones. I think I was in high school when I saw that, and I remember I wore my Cinderella tiara in the theater. I forgot it in the car, and my boyfriend at the time went out and got it for me.
Oh, that's kind of sweet.
Yeah.
So I just realized that Jonathan and I have not picked a movie for next week.
Can I help you? What's coming out?
There's really not a lot.
You could do The Whale.
I don't want to do old movies. I want to do new movies.
Okay, so what's a new movie coming out?
I honestly think we're just gonna have to leave it open-ended today, and everybody will find out based off what we post on LetterBoxd, because I needed to talk
I think
to
you guys
Jonathan
should watch the original Double Indemnity
and talk about it.
Yeah.
I want to, Carly,
really
but the whole
good.
concept of the podcast is we like to watch new movies and talk about new movies. I know that we chose our name based off Double Indemnity, but I don't know. We'll figure it out later. I'm going to talk to Jonathan. That's it for today, folks. Thanks for chiming in. Thanks, Carly, for sitting in for Jonathan.
That's the last you're going to hear from me, guys. I'm never going to be on the podcast ever again. You're stuck with JP now. Bye.